Hey Active Pursuit family, I'm Dr. Summer Knight, and in this video series we're talking about mammography, and this is my personal journey. So what is a mammogram? A mammogram is a cancer screening test for women's breasts, and in the first video I actually had already had my mammogram done and was back for more views because there was concerns because there was changes from the first mammogram to this one. Now, I had not felt anything unusual or nodes or anything like that. And in this video, I'm back to get a biopsy because the follow-up views showed that there was something suspicious. So the video is a little messy. I had to take some pre-medication for it, so you get a little bit of a laugh. And as of this video, I have the results back, and I do need to go get a lumpectomy. I'm pretty optimistic though, because remember this was a screening mammogram, so we caught everything really early, and so it's probably something like carcinoma in situ, which means that it's just very much relegated to a very specific area, hasn't moved around. But there's two things I'm grateful for. One is that Jody was there during the biopsy test, and as you can see in the video, he was needed. And number two, for everyone's good thoughts and comforting words, and that I will keep everyone updated. So here's the video.
Good morning. Here we are at the breast center, comprehensive care breast center.
Yeah.
I'm Jody.
And I'm Summer.
And we're Active Pursuit.
Maybe I'm not so active right now.
Somewhat Active Pursuit. And this morning, Summer's going to have a procedure to make sure that she's healthy, biopsy. It's going to be a stereotactic biopsy. I don't even know what that means. You're the doctor. Oh, here we are at the next stage, getting ready. Summer's all in her gown.
Look at really pretty gown.
Beautiful gown.
Right.
And now she's ready to go in to get the ultrasound done.
Yeah, they flipped it on me. They're pretty tricky around here.
Okay, here we go.
So here I am in the video suite to do a breast biopsy, and it's almost like Groundhog Day, because last time I was here they were going to send me home without doing the mammogram, and that the mammogram was the one that showed that I was having a potential problem with my potentially cancerous breast tissue. So now these technologists want to send me home because they're saying that they're not sure why I'm here. It's really difficult to get things done in the healthcare system, so here I am. I'm not exactly comfortable. My breast hanging way below me. Everything went okay. There's a lot of confusion in the suite. And this one, they have you lay down on the table, and then they kind of smash your breasts, and not too badly.
Don't move, you're moving. Free.
Done?
Hi, Summer.
Hi, Jody.
How do you feel tonight?
I feel tired.
It's been a long day for you.
It feels like it's 2 days. Because I had the biopsies for the breast stuff, for the cyst removal, and then which I don't even understand all that. And then because the surgeon said I had to have it removed, and then the technicians were like, no. And then I had the actual cancer biopsies, and both machines were really different. And the teams seemed to be confused. and regimented and not very flexible.
It's true. I had to argue with them too.
I feel like they get so caught up in their way rather than thinking about that they should be maybe feel like they're more members of the hospitality industry and think about how can they help their subjects, which are people, to be safer and feel safer in the situation. Like I explained to them that way back in the day, I had a panic attack during a procedure, and I was a young doctor at the time, and I never ever had a panic attack in my life. I didn't even know what one was. I used to think people were joking about it, and the next thing I knew, I was out of the procedure suite and several hallways down, buck naked. Most hospitals don't want to have that happen. So then the second time they did a procedure at the very hospital I was just in, they had a security guard there waiting. And this one, they just kind of blew me off that there was a problem. So how did I behave?
You were fine. The fact that you were pretty well medicated going in kind of slowed down any responses. That you had a good sense of humor through the whole thing. Said a couple of smart-ass comments.
Oops.
It was fine. People laughed.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I just didn't want to be on edge when I got in there because it could have been way worse. Like the day before when the mammogram technician wanted to just send me home. I remember being like, do you realize you're telling a woman who's been told that she has a high likelihood of breast cancer to go home? Like, I don't think you have that choice. I think the doctor's the one that scheduled this to happen today, and I don't think it's in your purview to tell me to go home. It just was weird.
Mm-hmm. So
I think the lesson learned from all this is multifactorial. One is that if you're in a situation as a patient, even if the situation is embarrassing or minor, get a partner who is willing to advocate for you, because healthcare can be intimidating, and it doesn't matter how much you know or what you know. Healthcare systems are going to kind of, and it's been my experience, kind of gang up on you. So you have to have somebody who really cares about you, and you have to have a game plan so that that other person can kind of bark some orders and make people listen. And so this time was Jody. Thank you.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
And, you know, the healthcare system right now, as it is it's made to get them in and get them out as quickly as possible, and not really to figure out what the big picture is and how we really mitigate the suffering and the pain and the fear. So you really have to have a plan around that. And you helped me with that, Jody, and we actually ended up getting medication from a different source to take the edge off, because I knew that from the panic attack problem I had in the past 2 times, and I told the lady at the suite that that was an issue, and she just kind of laughed it off. And so I needed to go through a different route to take anxiolytics, and I never ever take an anxiolytic except for these second 2 situations. And I think the other thing is just really having to self-advocate, like getting clear about what's going on. Okay, so they said that originally they said it was a minor chance of having breast cancer. Then the surgeon called again a couple months ago and said, this is a big deal. You need to get taken care of. You need to get the cysts removed. And then we get there and they're like, it's not a big deal. You don't need the cyst moved. I'm like, okay, wait, your surgeon said it, but the technicians are saying no. Like, why don't you guys fight amongst yourselves and don't bring this problem to me? Like, come to me with a definitive course of action and don't bring gray. That's your jobs. And so I felt really bad for people who are non-clinicians who have to go through this, and it really underscored for me why, you know, I'm committed to humanizing healthcare, and really, and some of the problems are so interpersonal and lack of communication and coordination, and that I have to have, you know, my big thug here to help me get through it, and here I am, the doctor. So it's kind of disenchanting, the whole situation. But on the upswing, a big part of my breast is no longer here. We got to see it in a plastic baggie. We took a picture of it.
Yeah.
And so we'll show you that later. But I think it's time for bed.
Yeah. Good night, Summer.
Thanks for being with me, Jody.
You're welcome, sweet.
Appreciate it. Thanks for being my advocate.
You're welcome.
Hey y'all, I'm Summer.
And I'm Jody.
And we are Active Pursuit.
Please subscribe to our channel.
And like this video.
And don't forget to turn on the bell for notifications.
And share this with one of your friends.
Please add comments because we read them.
And connect with us on social media. All of our connections are in the dialogue box. And we look forward to catching up with you.
See you later.
Ciao.